A shed update, but first, heard Adam West passed away yesterday, so in honor of Adam West, the Mobius Batman kit, which I painted as the Contaminated Cow Batman. I think it's one of the greatest model kits I think made by Mobius. I mean, I love their entire line and everything, but the Batman kit was just very fun and a breeze to build. So in honor of Adam West, the Contaminated Cow Batman that I built. A quick shed update, and I may have to turn off the little fan here. Might interfere with the volume control because it is getting warmer here, but not a whole lot that I got in, but I always like to show everything as it comes along. The pile's getting bigger, which I'll explain that in just a moment, but I did acquire some more sprue kits, especially the big Batman Arkham City version. I got 3 more of those, which I think I end up having probably about 6 maybe, or more than that. I actually sold some, but anyway. Hobby store, I've actually been putting these in layaway. Every time they get a new Bandai kit in, I always stick one in layaway and pay it off for a while. This is the TIE Striker from Rogue One. I love the kit. My only complaint is 72nd scale. I know why they have it that scale. It's just, I think it should be 48, a little bit bigger, but that's just me. 32nd would be even just cooler, but you know, we can't be beggars when it comes to sci-fi kits. But anyway, it's not a bad design. My only really complaint with the TIE Striker is the elongated I want to say tie ball. It should be, I think it should be like a regular tie ball. I think that would look slick. But anyway, that's just anyway. But anyway, the Bandai TIE Striker we are adding to the art, and wherever my other stack of Bandai kits went, surely, there they are, starting that pile. So anyway, we're gonna have to start a new Bandai section very, very soon. This was it was in the clearance section, and this is another sprue kit. This is their level 1 one. This is the Dark Knight Rises one, which I need. I need this Batman right there. And then I will have all of the skill level 1 kits, which are Superman, Joker, Flash, Bane, Dark Knight Rises Batman, which we'll put him right there. And then I need the Batman, I call it in the gray suit, and put him on that, and that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll be 6 kits, then I'll have the whole set. So on the lookout for the Batman, the other Batman. But anyway, I like the kits. They're more toy model is what I call it. But anyway, it's actually endless for the articulation. I mean, you can make different Batmans and you know, just whatever you want. I mean, just the imagination's endless on the figure part of it, because you can always add a little putty and sculpt and all that good stuff. But anyway, we're adding the Dark Knight Rises Batman to the art. This also, I really ran across this when it first came out. I didn't really want to pay the price for it, but anyway, price just kept coming down and down and down. Finally it was very, very affordable. This is Bandai's Finding Dory diorama set. You actually get Dory, Nemo, and then a little fish tank, which is basically a little diorama. Not too shabby. Actually, honestly, this is the way to go if you really want to buy the Dory and Nemo kit, because I actually went and bought the Dory and Nemo kit, and now I have Dory, Nemo, and the diorama. So now I have a complete set of Finding Dory and Nemo. So anyway, that's it's one of them little things that, you know, I like odd models, so that just fits the bill, and you just don't see stuff like that often enough. Anyway, I am adding the Finding Dory diorama to the art. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on the Limburg. This, the Velociraptor, which, where's my dinos set here? I got a bunch of the Limburg dino kits, if you can see right here. They were at a closeout store, and they were just really, really cheap. Anyway, I picked these up. These are old Pyro kits, and probably other, I won't even say Lifelike probably, you know, did it too. But anyway, it's just one of those. I don't have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think I have 8. I think I have 5 out of 8. But I may have more kits. I may have the rest of the kits in other boxes, like the Jurassic Park and whatever molds that they use. Lindbergh used those molds, which that's a Lindbergh kit, you know, just a newer model, you know, it's just stuff like that. But anyway, I think it's dinosaur kits. Now, they're not the best, you know, sculpt wise, but for the time they are, and I think they're also just generic enough that you could add to it and re-sculpt some stuff on it and make a different dinosaur, you know, or a different breed of raptor and all that good stuff. You just have, I just think it's just endless what you can do with the cheap raptor kit. Anyway, we're adding another raptor to the dino pile, which I'm going to run that room in the dino pile, which we'll explain that in just momentarily. For the vintage, I actually got this from the model club. They actually they got a, I want to say, an estate sale, and everyone got to pick some kits, and I got this one, and it's never, well, I can't say it's never been opened. It has been taped, but I did pop it open, and it's actually never been started or touched. So and plastic is very, very shiny on it. I mean, it's almost like a, you know, box is in good shape. The only thing that I saw is just the tape that on the box. But anyway, a little bit right here on the front. But anyway, really good shape. I really don't have many airplanes in the Aurora line. Oh, where would I have put it? Surely I would have put it here. I think it's in here. Almost certain of it. But anyway, I really don't, the famous fighters of Aurora, I really don't have a whole lot of, and plus it's a Timco TT1 jet trainer. I have no idea. You know, I'm not a airplane expert, but anyway, that's just an odd thing. Plus it's an Aurora, and it's just cool. And do love the box art. You know, really, to me, that would make me want to build the plane. I think it's the way it is. I mean, even the pilots and all that, just very, very cool. Anyway, I want to do a little research on that for my own personal pleasure and see, you know, anything else about it. But anyway, we're going to add a Timco TT1 Aurora kit to the art. Well, I don't got room to put that. I'll have to do something else. The show last week, the HMS NEO, the Historical Miniature Society of Northeastern Oklahoma, they had a raffle, and I actually missed one of the raffle tickets, and they held it back for me, and I won an 80 millimeter. Where is it? David Crockett of the Alamo. And 80 millimeter, I mean, he's about, I'd say he's probably about that big, give or take, about the biggest box. It's white metal, and it's a, and one thing I didn't, this is a, where did I see it at? Where did I see it at? Is it here? Probably not. That's painting instructions. I can't find the sculptor. Well, anyway, we'll try to fix that later on. But anyway, it's one of those. It's a, I think this kit's sat at a hobby store for a long time because it's just about shot. Ah, there it is. Historical figurines in 80 millimeter scale by Keith Durham. So I don't think I have a Keith Durham kit, but anyway, I do now. And it's David Crockett, which I like odd figures, and that fits the bill. I think that's actually top notch. Now I want an Alamo building to go with it, and they make one for little plastic army men. They make a 32nd scale Alamo, which I'd like to have at least a section of it to go with the 80 millimeter, which I'd have to make a bigger size, but we always like to think ahead. But anyway, adding David Crockett to the art. And then last but not least, I picked this up as one of those. I walked past it and see it. Second time I walk around, oh my god, what is this? I must own it. And I walked home with it. This is an Aurora original Orion from 2001 Space Side. This thing came out in, I think, 75, made and printed in the USA. Stuff you don't see anymore. But anyway, it's box is pretty decent shape. I mean, it's got a little wear and tear there. It has been started, which I really don't care. I mean, some things were painted. Structure's in pretty decent shape, but the decals, I mean, you could really much go scan that, you know, from 1975. I mean, because they don't make Pan Am stickers anymore, so, or excuse me, decals. But anyway, it's all there. And number one is I don't own an Aurora Orion at all. I actually own, it's probably buried. I own the Airfix one. Of course, I own the Mobius one, which should be probably over there amongst the pile of models. I want to say I have another one in a different box other than that, but I don't have, of course I don't have an Aurora one, and I don't have one, you know, I try to get all the box ones just for historical purposes, because the ARC demands it, you know, must have, you know, every box of the kit that it came out in every time it's been reissued. But I've never had this box. I think it's a gorgeous box art, and I think that's just absolutely stunning piece to add to the very limited section of the Aurora section of the ARC. But anyway, that's what I gotta explain something. Come out here, ladies and gentlemen, behold the ARC 2. I was going to call it the Toy ARC, but I decided to call it the ARC 2, not in relation to the TV show that came out in 1976, I guess, which I like the show anyway. The ARC 2 is actually 10 feet across and 20 feet long. And they just got the floor done, and now they're working on the sides and trying to do everything between the rain and all that. So hopefully get one side up, and they'll try to do the other side next week, and then hopefully get the back, and then of course the roof and everything. It's actually going to take everything that's upstairs on the ARC itself, which is basically toys, and we're going to put in here, and then that's strictly going to be nothing but models, top and bottom. So resin, plastic, a little bit of a library, probably even some diorama stuff, because I even acquired some of that. So we're going to make the ARC fully a model museum, if you will. This one will be more toys and vehicles and all that good stuff. The little shed here is basically filled to the top of action figures, so some of that will probably come over into this section too. But anyway, I have an extensive G.I. Joe collection, which is probably going to go down on one side, and everything else go on this side, and we'll do some lights in here and everything, and we'll just try to make it fun too. And I'll do some videos on that. I think that'll be fun, and I can actually get into it. I really can't when it's upstairs, because I basically just had to throw it on there because we had to clean the patio off and just didn't want to keep having rain and, oh, you know, the West Nile mosquitoes after us. But anyway, that is what I've got going on today. The ARC 2 being constructed, and we are adding a lot of goodies to the ARC. So that's what I got going on today. So stay tuned for the next exciting episode.